It becomes a question of, do you accept my insurance or don't you? And I honestly don't want to play that game. So early on, understanding that I don't want to play that game kind of set me off from physical therapy altogether. I started to think, can I do this without having my doctorate?
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Excellence in Motion. Excellence in Motion. Hey, welcome to Excellence in Motion. Excellence in Motion.
Excellence in Motion. Welcome back to another episode of Excellence in Motion. My name is Caden Sloan, and I'm here to inspire you to achieve your potential through movement. Well, that was fun. I think it's really cool to be able to go back and see where you've started and look forward to where you're gonna be. And that intro was a really cool and fun representation of where this channel started and looking towards where the channel is going, in my opinion. If you're new to the channel, I usually do videos on movement tips, health education, and fitness gear reviews, but today's gonna be a little bit different. This video is an assignment given to me by my professors at Indiana University as a way for me to reflect on where I've come in my education as a physical therapy student and reflect on where I think I'm going in the future. For my professors who are watching, I will answer all of your questions, I promise, but they'll be kind of in my own roundabout way. For those of you who are watching who are curious about what physical therapy school has taught me and where I feel like I'm going in the future, this is going to be a great way for you to get a deep dive into the growth of a physical therapy student over the course of 3 years in school. This video is meant to share my experiences in PT school, and some of them may ruffle feathers and some may not, and that's the point. I want this to be educational. I want it to inspire you to do the things that you love and help you make decisions that are going to push you further in your careers moving forward. If you're still deciding whether or not you want to try physical therapy school, I really hope that this video also is a resource for you to sort of lead you in the right direction. So the first part of this assignment video is for me to do a summative reflection and assessment on myself from the beginning of PT school all the way till now. I've been asked to envision what type of leader I see myself as in the profession of physical therapy moving forward, and what are some of the key experiences inside and outside the classroom that have helped me in that vision. My story with physical therapy is not the traditional one that you may hear a lot with students talking about how they were in physical therapy when they were in high school or college, and it shaped their perception of the profession altogether, and it helped them to want to help other people by doing the same thing. My experience is a little bit different. I originally started out as an athletic trainer because I really didn't know what I wanted to do when I started college. Halfway through athletic training school, we took our first real rehab course. And in taking this course, I realized that the emergency management side of things for athletic training was not where my passions were. My passions were in helping people solve problems that we already knew existed and get them towards reaching their goals through rehab. This is where the normal process of joining physical therapy programs started. I started taking the extra classes that I needed to get my grades up. I applied to the school that I wanted to attend, and here's the real kicker. I only applied to one school, period. So I put all my eggs into one basket, applied to PT school, and actually didn't get accepted the first time. Oh, boo-hoo! So if anything, if you're someone who's watching and you're getting ready to apply to PT school, if you end up not getting accepted into the place that you want or not get accepted at all, don't stop. Keep applying, keep pushing for it if it's something that you really want, and eventually things will work out, because they did for me. I worked a year as an athletic trainer, which I think was an incredible value because it allowed me the opportunity to practice clinically, see problems and correct things, work inside of the physical therapy clinic that I was attached to with my company. I got to work with lots of athletes. I got to treat a lot of injuries, diagnose and assess. It gave me a huge leg up in my education moving forward because I had all of that practical experience. To be completely honest, I think not getting accepted the first time into physical therapy school was one of the best things that could have happened to me because it set my life in the direction where I think it was supposed to go. The following year, I finally got accepted into the physical therapy program that I wanted. It was the same school, but I had reapplied and I had revamped myself and finally got in. My passion for movement really carried me forward through the first couple of months. We started a summer program of doing our anatomy course. We worked with lots of new people. I got to meet a lot of my current friends through that program, and it really solidified why I was doing what I was doing. Here's the catch though. After the first fall semester of PT school, I was already burnt out. I think coming back to school after having taken a year off and not having to study and do all of the normal student things that a lot of other students were able to just kind of roll back into was really difficult for me. Some of the classes that I was taking were pretty hard. A lot of the concepts were new to me and they were outside of my comfort zone. The burnout from studying physical therapy sort of had me questioning whether or not this was something I even wanted to do. Then I started noticing the impact of insurance on how physical therapy works. I've known all along that I wanted to work in an outpatient orthopedic setting. I love sports, I love working with athletes, I like pushing people to their limits and seeing where they can go after an injury and beyond. But once I started to understand the intricacies of how insurance plays a role in how physical therapy is delivered to people, it honestly kind of pissed me off.
You pissed me off.
Whether we like it or not, insurance has begun to dictate what we do and what we don't do as physical therapists. They decide what services are covered, they decide what's best for patients, and it takes a lot of the value of what we do away from the patient's perception. It becomes a question of, do you accept my insurance or don't you? And I honestly don't want to play that game. So early on, understanding that I don't want to play that game kind of set me off from physical therapy altogether. I started to think, can I do this without having my doctorate? These questions kind of scared me a little bit, and I had to really do some deep diving and talk to a lot of people to get my mind right. I eventually found that there are ways to do things the way that I want to do them that I believe can benefit other people without having to play the insurance game, and that really reinvigorated me and kept me moving in the program. The other big thing that is really important to your success in a physical therapy program, regardless of your grades and how well you study, is the friendships that you make. I have a couple of really close friends who I would share my struggles with, and they shared their struggles with me, and it really helped me spur on and just keep doing what I needed to do in order to get past the stuff that is mandatory and into the things that I really love. During the first summer semester between first year and second year, I started thinking to myself, if I want to do physical therapy a very specific way, why don't I just do it on my own? And that led me down the path of discovering cash-based private practices that allow people to get the therapy and the care that they need and not have to worry about the limitations of insurance. Through that whole process, that's how I came up with Excellence in Motion. Excellence in Motion served as a private athletic training service for a while. I used my license and certification as an athletic trainer to work within my state's laws and treat people in very small, minor ways that allowed me extra clinical practice and got me on the business side of things so that I could learn how to run a business and move forward in that direction. That experience really shaped the direction of my future and where I'm headed now, because I joined a Facebook group and met up with other cash physical therapists and actually got in touch with one of my close friends now, Dr. Chad Nowlin, who has invited me to join his practice moving forward with energy physiotherapy. His mentorship and leadership in my life over the past couple of years has really shaped my thinking as far as how I want to treat people as a physical therapist and where I want to move going forward. Excellence in Motion moved away from the business side of things as far as treating patients and is now dedicated to health education, and that's why this channel exists. The reason you're watching this video is because I went to physical therapy school. I learned how to educate people. I learned how to advocate for physical therapy. I learned how to show people that movement is important. Now, with the help of this channel and the help of my friends, I'm able to do something that I love, and physical therapy school is a big reason for that. If I'm being brutally honest, I hate being in school. What? I absolutely despise classrooms. I don't like sitting in the same place, reading things over and over again. I don't like studying. Learning the book stuff, whether you like it or not, is necessary. We have to do the book work in order to be able to pass our test, get our licenses, and start treating people. And we have to have some knowledge about what we're doing. That's the whole point of physical therapy school being a doctorate program. We're learning how to apply evidence-based knowledge to the things that we do so that we can be taken a little bit more seriously. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that I hate doing it. Nonetheless, physical therapy school has taught me how to think critically. I don't think before taking my courses, I knew how to really apply critical thinking towards the things that I was doing. But physical therapy school has taught me how I can look at a problem, think about all the different variables associated with that problem, and think critically to solve that problem in a very systematic way that's best for your outcomes. It's really easy for someone who's new and green to look at someone who has a shoulder issue and think, okay, something's wrong with the shoulder, I need to look at the shoulder. But it takes critical thinking to be able to understand that the neck, the thoracic spine, the ribs, the hips, the knees, the ankles, all of it plays a role in what's going on in the shoulder. The body is a system, and taking a systems approach to everything is extremely important. As an early athletic trainer, if I had a kid who had a shoulder injury, I definitely would have just done a bunch of shoulder tests, and if I couldn't figure anything out, I would send them on their way. But now, I'm looking at people who have shoulder issues as an opportunity to find issues with their ankles, issues with their knees, their hips, their back. I can now look at a seemingly simple problem and expand on it to treat the whole person, and I think that's the whole point. In short, physical therapy school has taught me how to think outside the box and apply critical thinking into all of the problem-solving areas of my life, including personal things and professional things. I've grown in my ability to communicate to people the importance of what it is that I do and the importance of physical therapy as a profession to help people solve their own problems. Physical therapy school has taught me how to advocate for people's own health, to show them why it's important for them to move well and to do things that are going to push the needle forward into longevity and happiness for themselves. As I move forward in my career, I'm going to seek out the things that I know are going to help move the needle forward for me and giving me the best availability to help people solve their problems. I've learned a lot of really cool techniques over the last 3 years, and I've found some building blocks, some foundational ways of thinking that I want to expand on that will help me to deliver the best possible product to people that I can, so that I can help my community be the best that it can be. To me, physical therapy is much more than just glute sets and resistance bands. It's a way of thinking. You have to be able to know how to manage and maintain your own body so that when you're doing fitness or any other related activity that requires you to be who you need to be, whether that's carrying multiple bags of groceries up multiple flights of stairs to your apartment, or you're playing with your grandkids on the ground, whatever you need to be doing for your life, you need to be able to know how to do those things on your own. And for me, helping people to discover how to do those things on their own, to have independence, to have autonomy, that's a huge deal. That's part of the biggest reason why this channel exists. I want to give you the tools to do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. One of my long-term goals is to help people realize that physical therapy can be your entry point for pain. If you have musculoskeletal pain, if you have nerve pain, you need to see a physical therapist because we know how to treat that stuff. That's something that I want to push forward over the next 5 to 10 years. And I want to see myself grow as a person and as a resource that people can come to and when they have questions about how their bodies work. Physical therapy school to me was much more than the classroom. It was an environment of learning that fostered creativity and growth and helped me envision my own future. Without the help of my friends and my professors and my educators, none of this would be possible and my life would be in a very different place. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunities that I've been given as a student in physical therapy, and I hope to be able to provide those same opportunities for students down the line. While school is hard and burnout is a thing, I believe that you can be extremely happy being a physical therapist. You just have to take the responsibility of finding the things that you enjoy and using physical therapy and your education to elevate those things so that you can make other people happy. I've learned how to take large concepts and break them down into small bite-sized pieces so that people can understand what's going on with their bodies and take the action steps towards fixing those problems themselves. When you boil it down, physical therapy is really just advocacy for health. And I personally am super thankful to my institution for allowing me the opportunity and the platform to be that advocate for people. If you have any questions moving forward about physical therapy school, if you're someone who's interested in it and you want to learn a little bit more about what it was like for me, feel free to message me. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to interact with you and answer those types of questions. By the time this video is being released, I will have graduated from my program, so I can happily say now that I am a doctor of physical therapy, and I'm excited to see what my career holds. My future going forward is bright. The future of my classmates going forward is bright, and I'm really excited to see what that does for our community and communities outside of us. We have an amazing opportunity to make a huge impact in people's lives, and I think we need to take it. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully that was really educational and informational and helped give you more of an insight into my experience going up through physical therapy school and helping me become the person that I am today. For more videos like these, make sure you click on over here, and until next time, go out, do good things, and don't forget to move. I'll catch you later.